the reality of abusing prescription drugs. The specific purpose is to inform you consequences of abusing prescription drugs. Addiction has components that influence the behavior in addicts. There are scientific reasoning, warning signs, and treatment alternatives. What is a drug? A drug is any substance, solid, liquid, or gas that brings about physical and psychological changes in your body. Whitney Houston, Elvis Presley, and Michael Jackson, what do they have in common? They were all addicted to prescription drugs at one time. How we abuse of prescription drugs is when someone takes a prescription that was prescribed by a physician as a medication, and taking this drug constantly over a period of time creates physical dependence because the body is adapting to the drug's presence. Abuse can include taking someone else's medication. The doctor knows the time that I take a pill to dissolve your body. If you abuse, the doctor considers the potential benefits and risks to each patient before prescribing any medication. The prescription drugs are designed to treat particular illness, but they often have other side effects. Let's talk about the physical addiction that affect your body. The body becomes adapted to these effects. Oxycodone, Vicodin, Valium. The FBI has verified that cause nausea, slow heartbeat, convulsion, and headaches. Psychological addiction. This occurs when a drug has been used for many long periods and the mind has become emotionally dependent on the effects. The chemicals of the drug affect the brain, and most of the time start controlling the behavior of the user. It has been proved by medical professionals that all these substances change the function of your brain. Let's pay attention of warning signs to help the user. The most obvious sign is loss of interest in your family. You become verbally and emotionally abused. And also, disappearance of money and values of your home. But we do have types of treatments. You have heard about residential rehab, but whenever you're already intoxicated, you need to visit the doctor and stay there for plenty days. But we also have outpatients that they go back and forward from home, so the treatments are out of a hospital. We also have associations like narcotics and alcoholics that most of the time they are anonymous. This is one of the physical changes that your body can have with drugs. I have become very sure after this investigation about drugs that you can avoid addiction, the side effects, in many serious situations, death, by steering clear of this. Inclusion and understanding addiction is crucial aspect in an epidemic that we must be cured. This is a reference about where you can find information about drugs. But if you pay attention to any of these signs that we just talked about in our friends, at school, you better be careful and inform any adult at the school, your parents, because the purpose is to help the person. It is not to talk, it is not to make them feel bad, it is to help them. So pay attention to those warnings, and pay attention also and follow direction whenever you're taking any prescription drug.